To share with us today. So as he comes up to the stage, would you help me welcome up Kalvin as he comes up to share his testimony?
Yeah.
So Kalvin shared last night and it was powerful, but he just said, he shared this is not what he does. He doesn't get up and talk in front of people, so this is a step of faith for him. But if you've not met Kalvin, man, God is doing amazing things in his life. He started recently coming to church and just like radically transforming. If you knew him from before, you knew he's a different man today, right? So when we had to build the storage shed at Hanalani, he helped. He was part of the team that gave of his time and his resources to help build that. And then when Fall Fest came around, him and his family put together a booth for Fall Fest. And he's just getting involved in so many ways. Him and many of the other young adults, Justin and some of these other guys, they sign dance. Kalvin, are you a dancer? Or do you naturally like to get up and dance in front of people? And yet here you were a few weeks ago dancing in front of everybody. So what is going on in your life? What is this transformation all about? Take us to before. And you shared last night that you had some church experience as a kid, but were you continuing to go to church later in life?
No. So my dad used to take me to church when I was small, but it was more like a chore. So he would make me go to church. I set up tables, and then he'd go take me surfing. As you kind of grow up, well, for me, like I felt like it was a chore, right? So as I grew up and I was able to make my own choice, I didn't go anymore. I was like, nah, it's all good. But yeah.
Yeah. So you took some time. You weren't going to church. So what were you focused on during that time? What kind of became your pursuit during those years?
Okay. So a little bit background about me and my family, I guess, is so my dad, my uncles, my grandpa, they're all electricians. They had their own company at one time, and they're all really good electricians. So when I did join the field and I became an electrician, I wasn't working with them or anything, but I knew what I wanted to become. I wasn't content with just being a regular worker. I wanted to rise to the ranks. I wanted to maybe even start my own company one day, but I wanted to be known, and I wasn't just content with being just a regular worker.
So because you came from like a background and almost like a lineage of electricians, you felt like you kind of had something to prove. You wanted to rise to the top. So walk us through what did that journey look like for you?
So I finished my apprenticeship program, became a journeyman, and then maybe a year or two after that, I got promoted again to a leadership role. My mindset then was, just study hard, work hard, do more than everybody else, and you're gonna make it. You're on the right path. You're doing good. Just keep going. So I ran a few jobs, and then the last job I went to helped actually. So I went in to help run a section of it. So there was guys above me at this one, but I felt like I was getting set up to fail by somebody over there, and that didn't sit well with me. My whole thing was, I've been at this for almost 10 years. I would climb through the ranks. I think I was probably the youngest guy to get promoted in our company to a leadership role, and I was like, I don't know if he did or didn't, whatever, that doesn't matter anymore, but if I was getting paid, I was like, bro, you know, I work this hard, I did so much to get here, and it's gonna get, or like, what's gonna happen to me? Am I gonna lose everything I just worked for just like that? And it really didn't sit well with me. I was like more angry than you guys could believe. Yeah. So, you know, I don't know.
So what did that season look like? Because you had spent your whole life, this was the dream, you were moving toward it, you were climbing, you were actually starting to get up there, and then during this season where you felt like, you know, things were working against you, how did that start to play out in your life?
I mean, I think it affected every aspect of my life. My parents, I remember my mom would call, like, you know how moms call, they call every day, yeah, so they call. Or I look at my phone, like, nah, I ignore her call every day. Then she come over on the weekend and yell at me, and I was like, nah, yeah, I don't want to deal with this right now. I'm busy. Let me try to focus on work. Let me do whatever I can. You know, I love fishing. Oh, I never go fishing. Long time. Yeah. And when I did go, a lot of fish wouldn't bite. You know, I think they could sense the anger. You know, I don't know. My friends. I'm sure my friends noticed. Yeah. Can I go through this?
Yeah. So this thing that is supposed to be your dream and what you were pursuing, you're not feeling. If anything, you're feeling angry, right? Feeling dissatisfied by all of this. So yes, your friends notice. Talk to us about what some of your friends did in that season.
Actually, one of my friends, Andre, he, I guess it was, I mean, I'm sure everybody knew, but he called me up one day. He go, Rachel, you go to church. I was like, nah, bro, no way. I'm not doing that. I'm done with that. You know, I'm good. I've been doing fine on my own. But no, the brother just showed up outside my house, said, get inside. So I put on my clothes and go out. So we come here. I was actually sitting in the back over there. And by the time the second song of worship came on, I just broke down. I started bawling my eyes out. I was crying. If you know me, I try to act all tough and stuff. Yeah. I don't like to cry. You know, I don't like let anybody else see me cry. I even told him, I was like, hey bro, don't tell anybody. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, I just broke down, and that was to me, I think that's the first time I met Jesus, or I felt his presence.
And Andre's here today, right?
Stand up.
Stand up. Andre, actually, you had a similar thing happen in your life, right? Where someone else from work in our church, Mike, invited you, and that's how you came back, right? So it's just like one person reaching another person. Now you transform. You're showing up to his curb, dragging him to church. That's just awesome, right? But even though you had this encounter in service, met Jesus, you weren't out of the woods yet, right? So what began to change after that?
Yeah, so that day of church, I felt great, you know? Everybody feels great once you leave church, right? I was feeling good. And then the next work week came. I went right back, same routine. Monday, yeah, you know, just anger, same thing, going through my whole same thing again. And then, I don't know how long it went, maybe for a couple more weeks or something. And then, I was holding a meeting with some of my guys one day, and then, yeah, like mid speech, my voice was starting to shake. You know, I was ready to break. I was ready to lose it pretty much. And then even after the meeting, the guys come to me, "Oh, Kalvin, you okay or what? You doing all right?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good, bro. Leave me alone." But yeah, not even 15 minutes after that, I got a phone call. It was from one of these old facilities that we did electrical work for. And pretty much they offered me a job over there. So that job is it's not even electrical anymore. But anyhow, so, you know, I told them, "Oh, just send me over the detail." You know, I wasn't really thinking about it. I didn't want to throw everything I worked for away just like that. So I told him, yeah, just send it to me in an email. So it sat in my email for a couple of days, and then one day again I called Andrea, or actually he called me up, checked to see how I was doing. So I told him about the job offer, and then I was like, oh, what do you think? And he goes, bro, Kelly, you dumb or what? I was like, what? Like, bro, God stay dangling the answer in front of your face, but you too stupid to realize. I was like, what, bro? And then no, yeah, but then he started to tell me about a vine, and you know, you gotta see through the branches and to find the vine and hang on to it. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about on Vine for, bro. He was explaining to me that you know, sometimes you gotta cut the toxic stuff out. You gotta surround yourself with like-minded people if you wanna grow. So I think right after that, I was like, you know what? We wouldn't roll on fate. So filled out the job application, did the interview, got the job. Now we're dancing and talking on stage. And, when you say I'm leaving after this. You guys made me do too much stuff. I'm out of here, but I think it's just beginning. And look, your whole group is here supporting you. You even got someone recording you.
Yeah.
Would you say thank you again to Cal for sharing your testimony?
Good job, bro. Congrats.
Oh, that is cool.
Oh,
Never again.
Good job. That was so nice.
We're finding a new church. Can I get to your guys' church now?
new home.
It's too much.
Oh, Hana sub dog. Good. What you wearing on your head?
This is Aritzia hat.
What about your
This
jacket?
is the Synergy Aritzia leather bomber. I have this satin Aritzia top. Aritzia pants. These are actually Steve Madden. I changed up the laces so it's green.
And what are you eating and
I
drinking?
have a matcha with soy from Surfers, and then Ohana subs.